So we finally get the new patch for Assassin's Creed Odyssey 1.0.7, and today we're going to go over the visual customization that they added, the new level cap all the way up to level 70, and the gameplay mechanics and smoothness. So first off, I mean, the great part about this is now we get to see some more additions to Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Now that we're finally getting some more content, the best thing about this is this new visual customization. Me personally, I love this, not only because does it add more personality to each and every different character build, but it also adds some new character depth. This will not only allow you to actually change the visual appearance of gear items, but you can actually keep the original stats. So let's say you got epic gear or legendary gear and you love the way that you can actually implement it into your build, but you don't really care about how they look. Well, now you can actually do that. Now you can actually change the Spartan helmets to Athenian, stats. It's so much more better than how it was before, because before what you would do is you'd stock up on all these useless items just to keep their looks. Well, now you don't have to do that anymore. Now you can actually change it. Everything is different now, especially in this new update, and I just love it. I mean, whether you're using on a sword, whether you're using on a on your favorite axe. I personally love flaming hammers. I mean, my Thor hammer, and I call it the Thor hammer because I don't care what the game calls it, but the Thor hammer, I've got it. It's on fire. And to be honest, they should have done this since the beginning, but I mean, it's never too late in my opinion. And one thing that we were talking about even on Reddit is honestly, if they kind of tried to add a little bit of color differentiation when you're actually selecting a new appearance for the weapon or the equipment, it would be really nice if we could actually have like a different color. Like if you were selecting between an epic item and a legendary item, at least if it could tell you like, hey, if I want to look for the Spartan look, the Spartan war hero look, why don't you put the legendary color attached to it? That way I can differentiate. But the next thing that I kind of want to talk about is the level cap. Now, the level cap is the coolest thing to me because I personally reached level 50, even though I did actually spend like $50,000 in, actually upgrading all my equipment, the ones I actually really do love using. This honestly adds a new, a new depth to the game, because now that people actually, midway through the game made it to level 50, well, now they can actually keep, doing quests and keep beating stuff and actually, keep leveling up. And the next thing is the smart loot system. Now, the smart loot system kind of helps a lot because I don't know if you guys notice this, but if you're trying to play as an assassin and you start, collecting stuff at, forts and bases and stuff, through the loot system, they would give you all kinds of stuff. Now, the new smart loot system gives you the necessary items and equipment that you'll actually start using. So whether it's you're an assassin and you need assassin equipment, if you're a warrior and you want something that's blunt and that's going to help you take stuff head on, that's going to really change the aspects of what you receive when you start looting stuff. And another thing that I personally found really useful is the clothing mechanics. Now, the clothing physics are now raised above 30 frames per second. So what's that going to mean for us? Basically, when we're running around and stuff, the clothing's not going to look so choppy. It's going to look more fluid, and that's going to help a lot, especially with people that are trying to, take videos, or they try to screen record, or just trying to, play at 4K. It's going to help it look a lot more polished. And another thing that I kind of started using a little bit more, well, it would have been useful if I had it earlier on the game, is Mercenary tier page. Now, this is going to be for a lot more for people that are just starting out on the game and they're not tier 1. This is going to help you see, the perks that you've unlocked as you're going forward in the tier system for Mercenary. So if you're a tier 9, you're going to see what are you going to use when you're tier 9. When you're a tier 7, you're going to see what you're going to get when you're tier 7. So it's really cool. And then the other thing that I kind of wanted to go over was the Reddit suggestions. I posted on Reddit as soon as I got it because I got it really earlier on last night. And I was kind of talking with a lot of people, and a lot of people had some great ideas. Like one idea was like the region checklist. So this kind of like really surprised me because if you think about it, when you're going into a fort, you're going into a base or, you know, a hideout, you can actually see, you know, how many treasure chests you need, how many bosses you need to kill in that specific base. Now, a region checklist would work the same exact way, except instead it's going to be on your map, and you can actually see what else you have to accomplish in that region. So if you're looking at Acacia, or you're looking at Kefalonia, I forgot how to say that. Basically, you just, you know, you can see what you have left to do in that region, whether you have to take out another boss or you have to take out another base. So it literally helps you just, you know, prioritize what regions you're actually going to be playing in. Whether or not you actually want to use it, it's up to you guys, but I think that's a really good idea as far as what they should add. Now, another thing that I want to go over was the gameplay mechanics. Now, personally, gameplay is huge to me. Gameplay is what you're basically doing all the time anyways. So, and I'm reading right from the website, but a lot of things that they addressed was, you know, preventing players who were meditating and calling Phobos or summoning the Adrestia, you know, like, and then, you know, sometimes players don't get kill rewards when an animal is untamed due to environmental influences. Stuff like these really do help. Now, one thing that I noticed a lot happening was the frame rate slowing all the way down to like half a frame per second. This was insane to me, and I really hated it. Really got annoying because it happened a few times, but I feel like now it hasn't happened. I've been playing it basically all day, and nothing really changed about it, so that's really good. And then they actually added a new quest. I haven't tried it out yet, so I can't really give any feedback, but to be honest, I don't even want to say it because I don't want to spoil anything for any of you guys. But honestly, a lot of this stuff really does come in handy, especially when you're trying to play a game this massive, and I've enjoyed it so much. I mean, I'm not trying to make this into like a review video or anything, but I feel like it almost is, because when you're adding such a large update to a game like this, it almost does become a new review. Because I've always loved the Assassin's Creed franchise. I think, you know, it's awesome that we bring back a lot of the history behind the world and including it in a fun game like this. But, you know, once they brought the RPG elements into a game like this, they really, either you have to go all in or you can't go in at all. So I'm happy that they're, you know, trying to bring a lot more to the table. Will they be bringing more? I'm not really sure, because when they did Assassin's Creed Unity, the fourth patch was basically the one that kind of fixed it all, and that was their biggest patch, and after that they really didn't do much different. Granted, this is an RPG and that wasn't, but still, if we're talking about, you know, Ubisoft, we're going to talk about, you know, historical stuff, what they've done in the past. But besides that, I think that, you know, that this patch is really, really important for players, especially when you're trying to keep on playing. You know, and a lot of this stuff, if they had it when I first started the game, it honestly would have brought a better experience, in my opinion, just because a lot of this stuff really does help with gameplay. And, you know, for players that are brand new to this game, you guys are going to love it. This is stuff that we that played this game for you know, since it came out, we wish we would have had, but you guys are lucky because you have it, you know, from the get-go. Besides that, really, there's not much more to it, but like I said, just a recap, my favorite part is, you know, just being able to actually change the equipment. This is huge to me because I'm huge on customization. And another thing I wanted to add was, why don't we start looking at, like, you know, ship customization? If I recall correctly, Ubisoft was really, you know, hitting it big when they were talking about, you know, the ship customization is even more than Black Flag. I really don't see it much, to be honest, besides just, you know, adding a little bit of customization to the phase. But I want to see more like color, you know, to the flags, and, you know, changing the colors on the actual, you know, ship itself. I know that we get skins for that, but wouldn't it be awesome if we could actually change that ourselves and to actually see that, you know, to choose whether or not I want a black mast, or you want to put, you know, an eagle on it instead of, you know, the Hades symbol. Right now, what I have on my ship is the brand new Hades skin that comes that I got from the Sargon store. So me personally, I love that. I just wish that we could have had that. I could have had it earlier on in the game, where I could have made my whole entire, you know, ship black with gold, you know, accents around the trim. Stuff like that would be so cool to have. I really hope that they include that on the next update that they do. I'm not sure how big it's going to be. They really haven't gone into it either. But if it's actually going to be as big as this one, I hope that I see that in there. Let me know what you guys think, because I feel like if there's a lot more community feedback on this, then they're more likely to actually use it and, implement it into the game, because obviously they've been listening to us. So why don't we add more? Talk on Reddit, talk on YouTube, on social media, whatever it is, let's get it out there so we can actually see it happen. But I mean, besides that, guys, there's really nothing else to it. I really hope that you guys do enjoy as much as I have. And please like and subscribe. I'm brand new to YouTube, and I'm trying to, upload more content, especially on Assassin's Creed, because I feel like they're going to bring a lot more to the table. So, like, subscribe, leave a comment, and I'll see you guys later.